that yellow card really impacted us. We didn't manage to properly play during this period. We had many occasions before were pretty efficient, but at that time, during that moment, we had to control a bit more the ball. We had to play with our kicking game. So they were expecting it a bit more. Obviously, we would have had to play with our kicking game in the angles, and we should have been more realistic. That costed us 21 points. We took 3 tries like this in 10 minutes. No, there, contrary on the game against Georgia, we fully entered the game. We talked about that with the players. The emotion, we could evacuate the emotion. On the contrary to what happened in Toulouse, and eventually we managed a bit better our start. The refused tries for Nicolas. Nicolas wanted to try. He had 2 supports, and inside he should have given the ball. And well, there was still a defender against him, but I think that would have changed the second half, because very clearly our objective was to highly play, and they played 4 matches in a row. So I think, well, we thought that physically they would have lower the rhythm if we could have a higher volume of game, but it's not obviously always the best option when you are on numerical inferiority. Patrice, you said during the week that you were thinking, or well, better say you were not sure you would be able to hold the rhythm after 3 matches like that, and you did it. Yes, that's right. What I should have said it differently. I was worrying the physical power of the Australians, and their tries, most of their tries are built on physical impact, and we were not able to support this physical impact, and they managed to score in the end. There were a lot of missed tackles. We received their impact, and that's really what I was worrying about at the end, that there was a slightly defense mistake, and well, with a team of such a level, that's what cost us the rhythm, the better rhythm we could have played on, and I think we could have resisted a bit more if all the players were on the pitch, but that's the way it is. I cannot recreate the match. We need to adapt ourselves in such a game, such a match. We did manage to do so, and well, that's one of the reasons. So, what do you take away from such a game, such a match? Some kind of frustration, saying that you could have won, or maybe the pride at some point to have played such a match, such an outstanding match? Well, I would say both, because this team has still some things to improve and to work better on, but we have a high pride after having played in front against such an Australian team. Portuguese team evolved a lot after 2 months of preparation. They managed to transform themselves. They managed to challenge this Australian team. That's fantastic. But on the other side, yes, obviously it's kind of frustrating, because if we could have had a bit more experience at that level, maybe we could have had another kind of ambition, because the offensive level is pretty outstanding. And when I see the quality in the territory conquest, I think we played a total rugby. We almost scored a try on them all. we tried on different malls, we tried on different games phases. So it's total rugby is very rich, it's very pleasant as a coach, and for the players, I think it was pleasant as well. And the supporters, the fan, were living under pressure a little bit as well. You're talking about the match against Fiji, right? Well, two teams of a same level. Well, you are comparing the seventh or eighth nation with the 16th nation. So the physical dimension from the Fijians is such that it will be a very challenging team to play against. But I think they're going probably to have a lot of turnovers in their group to save some players for the quarterfinals. Today, it's a very well structured team with outstanding players at a physical level. What I'm afraid of is, as they didn't know how to manage their game against Georgia in the offensive part, I think they want to improve that and to implement that a bit slightly better against us. That's what I'm fearing, because they have fantastic players. I could train some Fijian players with Biarritz, and I remember some of them were really fantastic players, and I can see that they have a lot of fantastic players on the pitch. So it's it's amazing, and it's pretty worrying for me. Of you, we talked about Fijians. You are going to have kind of a referee paper, a role to play as a referee. Is that something in your head, or you're not going to take this next match as a referee? Well, honestly, we'll stay in what we know what we can do, which is to annoy our uh, opponents, and we are going to try to play our best rugby, and we'll see what happens. But today we are not pretending of being the referee between Fiji and Australia. That would be a mistake from us. doubting about the fact that are doubting about the next Rugby World Cup format with 24 teams. Maybe it was a great opportunity for you to play against such big teams like Australia. That's true. Yes, rugby is going to globalize itself little by little, and it's by developing and playing even more against higher teams that we are going to be more competitive. I think on the short term, on medium term, there will be more competitions, more tournaments where we'll be able to play in, and there are some scoreboards a bit with a high difference. Maybe one can think that gives less interest to the competition, but I think we'll still have to work hard in rugby. If you compare the soccer World Cup, it's you can see that more and more people were playing football after new nations were playing, and I think it's kind of the same thing with rugby. I think we have to promote rugby so that there are many, even more people to advertise rugby, so that more and more people are playing rugby, and that would be at the benefit of next tournaments and next World Cup, and I think that's the way to follow.